Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for Eden Zero, episodes 4 to 6. I'm sorry I hadn't uploaded this in a while. I didn't even realize I hadn't, and then I went to see, I was checking on how much I had gotten uploaded on certain shows, and if I had anything, that I hadn't uploaded for it, I was going to upload it. And I saw that I only got up to episode 3 on Eden Zero. I was like, what? And then I checked, I had gotten up to episode 12 done. Obviously, I'm not done with the show. I've got like 13 episodes left. I didn't even... When the show was coming out, I thought that we had hit the finale, to be completely honest, when I hit episode 12. But... no. No, we still got 13 episodes left for season 1. So, I'm going to try to make this quick as I just got my lunch and I want to eat it in its Zaxby's. Yummy, yummy. Anyway, Eden Zero episodes 4, 5, and 6. They are on another planet. I can't remember the name of the planet. I don't even know what the heck the names were, but anyway, Shiki and the others are on the planet, and the way that they see things going on, something is definitely off. Because, well, for one, the professor is not there when they go to see him. Instead, they find a young man living there, and we think, oh, maybe maybe the guy moved and never told Rebecca, and this guy's living there now. No. He claims to be named essentially he's Weiss. And I'm like, what? Maybe that's his grandson or something? And then they start walking around town, and the things that they're seeing and interacting with are just not... are off. And it took until they were watching a news report saying that the guild place had just been founded. And I'm like, that's not right. It hasn't been just founded, because apparently it's been there for a while. And Rebecca says that was 50 years ago, and they thought maybe they were showing old news. But then they realize that they're back in time. 50 years ago, to be exact. And they think they've, traveled back in time, which, I mean, is the obvious thing you would think in that situation. And they think that, oh, we can't interact with anything in this timeline or it'll change the future. Which means that if they're not careful, if they do something wrong, then Happy won't be able to be fixed by the professor later and thus would cease to exist. That's what I was thinking anyway. I don't know about them. Anyway, they run into some big bad guys, and the guy who was they thought was the professor, stealing a suitcase that they find later has a little cyborg in it, little android, whatever you want to call it, little robot. And he used to work for the guy he stole from. And, yeah, she ended up becoming active because she had heard her master's voice. Now, there was a bunch of people in the room, so obviously you would think that it was Seabree, since she was stolen from him, so... Anyway, Shiki ends up trying to take this guy out, gets the crap beat out of him, ends up in a scrapyard somehow, and finds that there's a ton of robots there that were essentially discarded after being broken, and he tries to fix them and realizes that he can't. Now, I don't know the extent of his mechanical knowledge, because from what I remember from, like, episode 1, I think, they were pretending to be fixed by him to make him happy, so that he have a place there as the mechanic. So he wasn't technically fixing them. I'm assuming the Demon King was fixing them, or somebody else was fixing them, essentially, afterwards. So, Weiss and Happy and Pino, I think is what her name was, are facing down against the big bad Seabury guy, and thankfully Shiki shows up and knocks him right out of his metal suit before he can try to kill them, obviously, which is good. And she realizes while Shiki's fighting this guy that she got her memory back, essentially, on who her master is, and it's not him. And one thing they found in the case where she was at was a B-cube that had footage from like a week ago where he was essentially torturing the poor robot and was the one who tore off her little leg. Obviously that pisses off Shiki, and I think that's actually part of what got him mad before. Anyway, she gets part of her memory back and realizes that, yeah, he's not her master, so she can stop him, and she sends out an attack that essentially disables any sort of machinery in the area, including his robot, and Shiki's, dang it, what was it called again? Ether gear? I think, let me know if I'm right. I forgot. Anyway, Weiss takes a big piece of metal and finishes off the armor he had made for the guy, which leaves the guy completely helpless, essentially. Thankfully, Rebecca shows back up and is able to reunite with them, and they end up getting attacked by the police because I guess they saw everybody just going around attacking. I don't know. Anyway, they manage to get back to the ship, and Weiss goes with them. And we find that he's got an ether gear of his own that allows him to modify machines. Okay, so he modifies the ship, and they get the heck out of Dodge on that planet. And come to find out that the professor is actually still alive. And on another planet. Or somewhere. I don't remember where. But anyway, we find out that they were not in the past like they thought they were. They were in a planet that had been had its time taken by a chronophage. Which we will actually see one of those later. And when a chronophage eats a planet's time, whatever reality they were in when that happened ends up becoming their new reality, and the time doesn't change. It still stays like, for example, that with that planet 50 years in the past. And so, thus, they could have done anything they wanted. It wouldn't have affected the future. Which is good, so, because having this guy there with them isn't going to affect anything. However, their excitement about, escaping that place is short-lived because, they end up encountering the space pirates! Oh boy! And the ship gets taken aboard, and Shiki proceeds to beat the living crap out of all the enemies there, including one that is taking and invading the ship itself, a parasite of some sort, I'm betting, and it kind of gets its tentacles on poor Rebecca. Anyway, I will get to work on uploading Eden Zero. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I hope I can get it up before I have to go to work today, but if I don't, I'll hopefully upload while I'm at work. So, I'll see you guys next time.